They say that ignorance is bliss, and I have to say I completely understand that. I was traveling the last week, and for the greater part of the week, I did not have internet access. And when I returned to the connected world, I was sort of tempted to be pulled into understanding what happened in the United States while I was gone. And today, June 7th, Sunday, June 7th, I have to say that I was not motivated to go and look and see about all of the chaos that happened in my connected absence. And I got to tell you, it was really nice. It was nice to focus on other things other than what is happening in this country right now. And I recognize that that is a privilege. I very much recognize that. But what I understood based on reflecting on that is how many people in this country truly don't watch the news, they don't read the news, they don't stay connected, and they remain in a state of relative bliss. Part of that is, of course, because the chaos is not affecting them or the impact is not yet affecting them. And so their lives, other than paying more for things like groceries and gas, is largely uninterrupted. But of course, that's not the case. I also know that's not the case. And I also know that I exercised an enormous amount of privilege by being able to disconnect and not be relatively affected. But in order to try to make this a better place, a better country, a better world, we have to recognize what is happening. And a big part of what is happening is a large swath of our population has tuned out. And yes, of course, there are people who willingly tune out or who pretend, worse of all, who pretend to tune out to what is happening in their own self interest. But there is a very large swath of this country who have not understood things like media literacy or fact checking or watching and listening to the news. And it explains a lot about why we are the way we are. Because honestly, when you don't have to carry the weight of all this terrible chaos that is happening, it feels better. And I'm kind of ashamed to admit that. And I'm also kind of ashamed to admit that, like, I don't really want to look into everything that happened while I was gone. But if I don't, if you don't, if we don't figure out a way to talk about this, it's also not going to get any better. Yes, ignorance is absolutely bliss, but there are no easy roads to anywhere worth going. That is what my life has taught me. So let us choose the road less traveled. Let us choose to try to make this a better place.